DD India correspondents Gautam Roy from Murshidabad, West Bengal, and Meghna Dev joins us from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Gautam, good morning. First to you. When we talk of the second phase of polling, that more than 75% of voter turnout was recorded, and this being the third phase of polling on May 7th, how do we expect the day to be? In fact, what are you picking up from the ground? What are the expectations of the voters? And also, very quickly, let us understand more from you on how crucial are these constituencies that will be going to polls in this phase, politically.
Good morning to you too, Preeti. This, of course, is Murshidabad. I'm in the district headquarters of Murshidabad, Berhampur. It's a fairly large constituency, and if you talk about the 7th of May, four constituencies, that's Uttar and Dakshin Malda, Murshidabad, where I am, and Jangipur are going to polls on the 7th of May, which is the only day in the entire polling schedule which falls in the middle of the week. So the 7th of May will be a holiday because polling day is supposed to be a holiday, but the days around it, before or after, are not holidays. They're not on the weekend, and there's no public holiday as such on those days as well. So that's a notable difference which could indicate that there will be a good turnout on that day. This is a region that has a history of high turnouts. All the seats in the 2019 elections polled above 80%, going up to almost 84.5% for one particular seat. I think it was Murshidabad. But as far as the contest here is concerned, it's very, very keenly fought because it's a three-way fight. There's the Trinamool Congress, which has been dominating in the state. If you look at the state assembly elections that took place in 2021, in 2019, they had the maximum seats in the entire state as well, out of 42, 22. Then the BJP has come up really, really fast. It got 18 seats in the last elections. Among these 4 seats, it has 1. And there's Congress in the play as well. This is a bastion traditionally for the Congress. Top Congress leaders in the past, neither of them are alive. Former President Pranab Mukherjee from Jangipur and ABA Ghani Khan Chaudhary from Dakshin Malda used to contest from here. He was the railway minister and a tall minority figure. All these seats are dominated by minorities. In some, the percentage is over 60% in terms of voters. So it will be very, very critical to see how these voters decide their preference come the 7th of May. The result, of course, will only be revealed in June. But as far as the campaigning goes, Mamata Banerjee has been coming to this region, the TMC president and chief minister of West Bengal, on a very regular basis. We've seen the BJP campaigning here as well. Amit Shah has come in this region earlier, about almost a week ago, and he's coming to West Bengal again. And we've seen even the India Alliance. We've seen Rahul Gandhi come here in this region speaking to BD workers in Jangipur during the second leg of his Bharat Jodo Yatra. Mohammad Salim, a Politburo member of the CPM, is contesting from Murshidabad, and he's being backed by the Congress as well. So a very keenly contested contest over here, a three-way fight, and it could go anyone's way.
All right, from here I will bring in Meghna. Meghna, good morning. You're joining us from Gujarat. Now, when we talk of the Lok Sabha polls and all the 25 seats will be going to vote except Surat, let us get more understanding from you on the key seats, the key poll contest, and what could be the expected permutations and combinations this time around.
Well, Preeti, very clearly, there is not a multi-party system here in Gujarat. The contest has always been between the BJP and the Congress. And this time around, when we see that the Congress is in alliance with the Aam Aadmi Party here in Gujarat, where Aam Aadmi Party is contesting on 2 seats, Bharuch and Bhavnagar, where the Aam Aadmi Party has fielded its coalition candidates, for the general elections. But we definitely see that in a few places there is a good fight, be it Banaskantha in the northern part of Gujarat, or be it in Rajkot, which is the gateway to Saurashtra. We also do see that there is a lot of buzz, and campaigning has picked up, and the kind of support that the candidates are getting on ground. We see there is also competition or a neck-to-neck fight in Bharuch, where Chaitar Wasawa from the Aam Aadmi Party is contesting against Mansukh Wasawa, who is the BJP candidate. So that's a tribal belt of Bharuch in South Gujarat, where there is a close contest. But besides that, obviously, when we know that there is hardly less than 10 days to go for the polls here in Gujarat on 25 seats out of the 26, where Surat, we saw the candidate did win unopposed, but the rest 25 seats will be going to the polls. People will be voting. Obviously, campaigning has picked up. We saw, BJP senior leader Amit Shah also campaign in Bharuch as well as in Vadodara. He held a road show just a couple of days ago. We did see Priyanka Gandhi Vadra here in Gujarat, as well as Rahul Gandhi also campaigning in the Union Territory of Daman and Diu. What we definitely see here is that the last time in 2022 during the assembly elections in Gujarat, we did see that that the BJP had fared really well, getting over 150 seats out of the total 182 assembly seats in Gujarat. But besides, having said that, last time around, when we see in 2017 assembly elections in Gujarat, we did see that the BJP had lost on a lot of seats in Gujarat. But besides that, when 2019 general elections took place, the picture was clear. BJP getting a complete clean sweep of all the seats in Gujarat. So definitely this has been the trend, past couple of times or more than that as well. But this time around, in a few seats, we do see a close contest or a neck-to-neck fight. Besides that, obviously, we see the campaigning now. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also start his campaign in Gujarat tomorrow onwards. He will be doing multiple rallies in a day. What we definitely see is being the home ground or home state for BJP senior leader Amit Shah and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This has been a very important, or we can say, many of the seats in Gujarat have been legacy seats for the BJP, and they will definitely be trying to secure that. And most of the seats here, because when we see in Gujarat, on a number of seats, there are no calculations that work. It's just,
Right.
the leaders face that work, or we
Name
see,
check karo.
the issues that work. So on
Nahi, nahi.
ground, definitely development is an
Screen check,
issue.
YouTube
People
check.
are talking about employment. People are talking about inflation. So these are the major issues here, but definitely bringing in more businesses, because Gujarat prominently is obviously
Right.
a place where there are manufacturing units and there are businesses. So people are saying that they obviously need more plants here or more manufacturing units here, more companies to come to Gujarat. So these are some of the things that people are saying on ground. Having said that, there are regions in Saurashtra which are dependent a lot on we say on farming and these sectors. So farmers also have
All
a say
right.
on issues here in Gujarat.
All right, so that was our correspondent Gautam and Meghna joining us. Thank you both of you for joining in and spelling out more details on the poll preparedness and also the poll prospects of the political parties and the political leaders that will be going to polls on May 7th. Thank you for joining in. On May 7th, the third phase of polling will be held. 95 constituencies spread across 13 states and union territories will